Let us see the next topic, that is passing information between pages. So we have two methods, that is get method and the post method. Both of these methods are going to help us to transfer our information from one page to another page in PHP. Now let us understand this with the help of an example. Now here I have a page, an HTML page, which is saved by the name example post get.php. Now here you can see I have created a form and the form action is registration.php. Now what is this action? Registration.php means it is going to navigate to the page registration.php. Now we'll see what is there in the registration.php in the later part. The method that we have used here is get. When we make use of the get method, whatever data or whatever parameters are passed will be displayed in the query string. That is, they are going to be displayed in the URL. We have seen this in HTML. So the same thing also works for PHP here. Now I have created here two text boxes. One is to accept the name from the user and one is to accept the email from the user. I have created a button of type submit. So the moment the user clicks on the submit button, the data that is put in these input boxes is navigated to the page registration.php. Let us see the code in registration.php. Now my registration.php is having the HTML code. Within the body of the HTML code, I have PHP script. This is the opening PHP script and this is the ending PHP script. Now here echo, the echo keyword basically is works like the printf statement. It is going to print the output on the screen. So you have two options, one is echo and another is print. So we will make use of echo here. Now here you can see I have a variable $_get. So this indicates that I have used the get method in my form. Now here this particular variable is fetching the name parameter from the form and it is going to display on the screen with the help of this echo. So here if we have used the get method, we have to use the get method here. That is how it works. So whenever the data is typed or whenever the data is input in the form, the same data is fetched by this particular $_get, and in the bracket we have to specify what parameter this get method is supposed to fetch. This has to be specified in double quotes. Now the name that I have given here is name for the name input box, and I have given email as the name for the email input box. So the same thing has to be specified here. So I'm saying $_get name and $_get of email. So the name value will be fetched and will be echoed, will be printed on the screen, and the email value will be accepted and will be echoed on the screen. Now let us see the execution of this. For this, we will have to start our WAMP server. Just double click on this, say yes. Now here you can see the light has changed from orange to green and we have a message server online. So left click on this and click localhost. So this is the WAMP server page. Now here you can see in the under the tab your projects, I have a folder called as examples. So now whenever you create PHP files or these HTML files and we want to execute it with the help of WAMP server, we have to save these files in the WAMP folder. Now if you recall, we have installed the WAMP server in the C drive, so it creates a folder by name WAMP. You don't have to manually create this. This is already created by the WAMP server at the time of installation. You double click this. Inside this you'll find different folders and files. Now our main concentration has to be on this www. So in this www, you have to save your particular files. Now do not save them as a separate file. These three files are created by the WAMP server. So whenever you create a file, you are supposed to create a directory first. So I have created a directory with the name examples. Inside that I have created three files. So now we will understand this. We have understood the code of these two files. Let us see the execution. If you do not create a directory and store it as a separate file inside your www folder, it will not be displayed here under the projects list. So make sure that you create a directory and inside that you save the files. So when I click on this, I can see I have three files here. So let me click on example underscore post. Now we have made use of the get method. So I have entered the name and email and then I click on submit. So you can see here in the URL, since we have made use of the get method, the parameters and the data is being displayed in the URL after this query string, after the question mark. So this question mark is there so that we can differentiate between the page and between the parameters that are passed. Now, how is this getting displayed? This is getting displayed because of our PHP script that we have typed here. Because of this echo statement, the value that was entered is being fetched by this $get and is being displayed on the browser. Now suppose here the name that is given is name. I will just change this to F name, indicating first name. I'll save this, but here in the registration.php I will not change. Let us see what error we get. So I'll just refresh this. So here the name value is not getting fetched, but the email value is getting fetched and is getting displayed. So here it is saying undefined index name in CWAMP www examples registration.php on line 4. So it is showing us the error on line 4, that is here. So what is the error? The name that was given here in the form is different and the name that is used here is different. So it is not able to fetch the property. So here if we change this to F name and now we try to execute, the value is being fetched. Now let us see the post method. In the same example, I will just change this method to post and we have to change it here also. Now let me not change the second $_get. Let us see what error we will get. We will refresh this. So we are getting a error, but the name property is getting displayed and the email property is not getting displayed. So it is displaying the line here on line 5. So if one method is, that is, in a form you have the method specified as post, but here you take it as get. So even that will not fetch the property value. Now we have changed. Let us refresh it. So now name and email both are getting displayed, but if you observe the URL, there is no visibility of the parameters. So post method helps us with proper security when data is being passed between different pages or from client to the server. Also, the capacity of the post parameter is more than that of get parameters. It can pass more number of characters. One more point, this has always to be specified in this particular syntax, dollar underscore and post or get in capitals. Now let us see the next part, that is about strings. We know strings is nothing but a group of characters or a sequence of characters. We have a few functions here. String length, which returns the length of the string. String word count, which counts the words in a string. String reverse, which reverses a string. String position, search for a text within a string. String replace, replaces the text within a string. Let us see the working. Now I have written a PHP script. There is no HTML code here. So we begin with this particular tag to indicate the beginning of script, and this tag indicates the end of the script. We know BR tag is used to go on the next line. Then echo is going to print it on the screen. String strlen is the function for string length. Inside this, I have passed a string in double quotes. So what will be the length of this string? Let us check here. Remember, the index for string length always begins from 0 for string, not for string length. So here we have